Cool. This is it. Okay, so I've got a few slides. I can't remember how many I've got, but we'll just go through it, and then at any point, if anyone's got any questions or they want to share their thoughts or opinions and stuff, then that's absolutely welcome as well. But we're going to talk about Facebook ads and strategies, and this is basically what I'm seeing working from all the ads and stuff that I do for agents up and down the country. It's different in some places, like for example, London is just more difficult, and so if we've got any London-based agents, then feel free at any point to turn your mic on and let me know that, so we can sort of try and tackle that bit as well. But it's a lot easier when you're outside of London for a few reasons. But one of the reasons is I think London just too much competition, and there's too many villages and stuff in there. When you go to other cities, or when you go to where I am in Woking and Surrey and stuff, it's a lot easier to sort of tackle those kind of communities and stuff. But we'll just go with what we've got here on these decks. Okay, so is this going to work? I think. Why is it not working? Okay, so this is basically the agenda. We're going to talk about some examples. So I've taken some screenshots of some examples, and I start with some pretty low key kind of examples, and I go up to an example of an agency based in the Midlands who have got, I can't remember now, 70 something, 80 something leads via a Facebook form over the last 30 days. And I'm going to explain to you why that's happening, really, because then you can hopefully understand that and put that into action with your own campaigns and stuff. So we're going to look at that. And then I'm going to show you some examples of some ad creatives I feel are currently working. And then we're going to go through the understanding ads, and then I'll talk about different lanes and different strategies. And then I've got a 3-month comms planner that you can use for Facebook ads that will help you go from build that brand, let's say like no one really knows you yet, and take you to month 3 where you can start expecting to get quality leads as a result of your campaigns and stuff. So that's basically what we're going to do. These are the examples, so hopefully you can all see that. This is the first one. This is basically 5 leads that have come onto the estate agent's website and completed the form. Okay, so they've entered in their contact details, their name, and so they're essentially leads. So, as you know, some leads will answer the phone immediately when agents come back to you, when they call them. Some just don't, and there's a bit of chasing around. There's also some leads that are just rubbish and stuff. But 5 leads in 30 days, and that's cost this particular agent £87. So it's not bad. We can improve it though. That's basically the purpose of this session. The next one is another 5 leads coming through over the last 30 days, and this is a cheaper cost per lead. So this has come in at a total of just short of 60 quid, where this one here was just short of 90 quid. So a big difference. And so there's multiple factors in that. In theory, what will usually happen is the cost. It's because of the engagement. It's because of the competition that you've got and things like that. But it just this person here just seems to be based in a better market at the minute. That can always change. Now we've got 9. This is an EXP agent actually. I think most people here are EXP agents. To be fair, this is Nikki Lusher, who's based in Carlisle in Cumbria. So she's got some decent stuff here. So she's got 9 leads coming through for £52 over the last 30 days. She's been quite active with all the other sort of social media stuff as well. I believe she does a lot of stuff organically on social media, but also I've probably worked with her for about a year now, and we've been doing a lot of brand awareness kind of campaigns on her ads. So she has built that trust and authority within the local community. Okay, which is basically what we're going to cover shortly. Okay, so you see they're starting to creep up now. We've been getting the 5, we're getting a 9 now. Nine leads within 30 days for 50 quid, pretty decent going, I think. This one that you're looking at now is the instant valuation. These 2 are like landing page form type things. These could be like like a hybrid contact page, but it's like contact us to book a one-to-one consultation type page. So these are people contacting them because they want to book a consultation, a book a valuation. This one for Nikki is an instant valuation form. Yeah. 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 I mean, I think most agents that I work with, when it comes to the instant valuation tool, what they use that. Um, and I don't know what else. Obviously, I know all the other suppliers are out there, but what I do know with the instant valuation is that you get that nurture campaign. And I don't know. You'd have to negotiate with other suppliers to see if you can get some sort of nurture campaign as well. But it's quite a good thing that side of it. If they're just being nosy and not going to get back to you, um, at least for a couple of years they're going to get an email from you. Now that might mean absolutely nothing, admittedly, but quite often what happens is they go to the evaluation. They're not actually looking at selling. Perhaps they might look at selling in 5 years. It might have been a couple of years. If you're lucky, it might have been a couple of years when they're still getting that material from you. Okay. Now, so these are touch points. That's my point. Okay. So once they're then, let's say I go onto your intervaluation now, but I don't answer your calls and stuff, but I start receiving these emails. But then this time next year, me and my wife think, right, now let's go for it. Let's put a property in the market. And so we're starting agents and stuff. We've already been getting nurtured by you. And where our activities and our behaviours online have started to visit Rightmove, Zoopla, a couple of local estate agencies. We might Googled, you know, how to prepare a property for sale and what questions to ask for an estate agent and things like that. These are all behaviours that will go into the algorithms of the meta ads, and so not only will they be seeing your newsletter stuff that they might be ignoring, but at least they're aware of you a little bit, and then because their behaviours increase a bit online, they might start seeing more of your Facebook ads. So you can't always in fact, I've got a great example of that on this next slide actually. But you can't always measure. Does it didn't work because actually it could those email marketing things. They they could You can't really measure it, but it's still more touch points. So that makes sense. Yeah. 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 I do. I do. And so basically, there's no right answer. What I do for one agent, and let's just pick like I say 90 or 80% of my clients are EXP agents. So let's just stick with EXP agents. I'm pretty sure everyone on this call is an EXP agent. Or they haven't checked, to be fair. But let's just go with that. So basically, I've got people where the intervaluation form works really well for them, and it's the same sort of territory, it's the same size town, relatively similar market from what I can understand. But I'm based in my place in invoking, but roughly it doesn't make sense to me sometimes. I don't understand how it works really well for this person, but not for this person. And so I tweak things. I could tweak some of the graphics and the text, or I could tweak the call to action, or where I'm sending them, and suddenly you can get changes. So there are people that I will send to the contact page. There's people that I will have them do an instant form on Facebook, so they don't even land on a website. They can literally just. But with the instant form, you're not getting the instant valuation. You're getting the book in a time for me to come into your home and discuss properties. And so to do that one, that's the holy grail. But to do that one, you do need to have built a bit of that trust, which is kind of what I want to cover now. But all these things here, like where I'm going, 9 here and 5 here and 5 here, these are good. But I consider this brand awareness still, okay, and that will should hopefully come a bit clearer in a second. But all of this stuff here, I'm still just considering to be like a brand awareness campaign with a bonus, if that makes sense. Okay. So let me just try and do this here. Hey, Haley. So yeah, okay. Let me just crack on with that. Where we are now. This is the example that this is my website. Okay. So, and this is the prime example. So I've got 2 campaigns running, and this is where I'm getting at with the whole strategy here today. Okay. This one here, the free guide, some of you might have seen this because I'm putting ads out and it's reaching thousands of people each month. And it's to download my free guide on how to generate leads in the estate agent. Okay. And people can just download it, and they then land on my email, so I can then nurture them like your instant valuation things. The same thing, same kind of thing, right? So to me, that's a brand awareness campaign. Okay, I'm spending money on it, but I'm prepared to throw in £300 a month on ads, for example, because I know it's sustainable and I know where it's taking me and stuff. Okay, it's a business cost that we all have, right? So I throw that in. Now this discovery call, this is my version of book evaluation, book a one-to-one kind of thing. Let me come into your house and do evaluation and basically get that listing. That is the discovery call for me. Okay. Now it says I've got 2 here, but I know for a fact that I had about 6 or 8 over the last 30 days because I've been doing the valuations. I've been doing the discovery calls. Okay. Now I would say the reason why this isn't correct, this count here, is 2 reasons. One, I need an admin day. I've got a form on the landing page which I've connected to Meta. Okay, but I've also got on the bottom of my website, I've got a little blue button from Calendly. Okay, and I need to find the code to remove it. But actually thinking about it, I might just keep it there because it stays on all the pages. And I got 3 or 4 of those leads from Calendly this last 3 months. So they've landed on my site, and instead of filling out the form, which has been captured here on Meta, they've gone and clicked that pop-up button on the bottom of the website and say, fine, it's working, let's keep it. But I say with 6 to 8, I say some of those people that haven't been counted but have clicked that button, some of them have come as a result of the Facebook ads. Some of them may have come because on the footer of my email, I've got on my email that I send out each week to prospects. It's like do you need help with your marketing? And I've got a link to my SEO, email marketing, and Facebook ads things, and people can click onto that, and then that button will pop up. Okay, so that's kind of my point to what we've just been speaking about there, Connor. You can't always go. That's definitely come from this particular destination, this particular campaign, or this particular marketing strategy. In a way, like it's all those touch points. You're going to be doing content on your website. You're going to be doing organic content on your socials. You're going to be doing Facebook ads to back it all up. You'll be doing canvassing. People will get onto your website and find you and start getting retargeted through multiple variations. And so you just need to sometimes take it with a pinch of salt and be like, okay, it's working. Let's see how I can improve it, but let's not get too scientific about it sometimes. Like, if that makes sense. Okay. But the main reason why I got this here is because I'm showing you that you've got those two campaigns. You've got the brand awareness campaign, which is the free guide, which is for you, it's the instant valuation. And if you get some leads from that as a result, like actually booked valuations. And then the discovery call would be your equivalent of that one-to-one where they like, please give us a call, want you to come round our house and discuss our property, basically. Okay. So they're the ones that I've shown so far. They're kind of a bit low key, like I said. Okay. The next one, I think, yeah. So this is the one that's based in the Midlands, Lincoln. This is an instant form. So this isn't leads coming where they've landed on a page and fill out a form. This is the instant form within Facebook, and they're very good, very, very powerful. The leads can sometimes be a bit questionable, but the way you create those ads most of the time is you might do, and I'll show you the examples in a bit, you might do um, a couple of graphics just like highlighting the state of the property market in your location. So I live in Woking. I know not all of you know Woking, but let's say there's a part of Woking which is called Shearwater. It's sort of like north east, I suppose, of Woking. Okay, so I can do state of the Shearwater, state of the property market in Shearwater, Woking, and I can talk about average houses on the market, time for sale, is it a buyer seller market, average sold price, average asking price, etc. sort of stuff, and put it out. But then what I can do is put the call to action being like, if you want to get an accurate market evaluation of your property and on your street, book in a one-to-one with me, and I can come in and give you, the data, the accurate data, and basically advise you on whether now is a good time to put your property in the market or not, something like that. But because you're doing that kind of data stats stuff on a particular part of town, you're showing people that you know your stuff, and also you're deliberately not doing it as in here's the market of Woking as a whole. It's doing it in a particular part, so people will be like, well, I want to know what it's like about in my area. So to do that, they need to arrange that consultation kind of thing, if that makes sense. When I say consultation, when I say one-to-ones, I basically mean valuations. You go to their sitting room. Okay. Now the reason why they've achieved this, okay, is because what happens a lot. I don't want to name and shame these people here at the early days, these ones here, but they've got smaller budgets. Okay, they're like, Paul, I've only got like £5 a day or £3 a day, then add as a budget. I don't want to be spending too much, but I kind of want you to get me some leads. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Okay, that's okay. But we can build it up if we start having two campaigns or minimum two campaigns. A bit of what I've got here, where you've got that lead gen campaign, that brand awareness campaign. Okay, and that's what these guys here have been doing, right? So if I take you to this one here, they spent £72 on obtaining 84 leads. Some will be tosh, some will be great, and they want valuation today. Some will be like, we're interested in selling, but we probably don't want to put it on the market until January, and so it's up to them to then make notes of it and keep it up to date, keep in touch with them and nurture that kind of stuff. Okay, but to achieve that, they've been putting out all sorts of content here. Now to block out here a little bit because the way that we've named the campaigns, it's very obvious who these people are, and I've got respect to bit privacy and things here. But you can see that most of it is actually them talking about the local market or promoting properties. Okay, so when people promote properties, very rarely do you actually get any viewings from promoting that property, but you're definitely showing people that you produce really good videos and professional photography, and you're active, and it's still brand awareness. Okay, so having all that content going out is just helping you to build that trust and authority, right, around you and around your brand, is becoming that go-to estate agent, so that when they start seeing these kind of call to action campaigns, these ones here, they're more reluctant to start taking those actions because you're building that trust. They're starting to see you as being that agent of choice within that territory. Yep. Yeah, maybe. So I think what you're going down that path a little bit mentally, um, of retargeting. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you now, and you don't have to agree with it. This is my view on this. Let me just try and click this again. Is get retargeting to some degree. You can do it. You can do it, and I can bring it up. Actually, I can try and incorporate into this here. But last night when I was building this here, I made that conscious effort of not to do it. And I tell you why. I'll tell you why. Here, you see this one here, results 84 leads, reach 7,277. Yeah. Frequency 1.96. I love frequency. That means over the last 30 days, 9 point, I think it's 1.96 people have seen it twice. No, basically everyone's almost seen it twice. Well, I'm not very good at maths, but basically everyone has pretty much seen that content twice. So that is kind of retargeting now. If they were to bump up this budget, and I'm not saying you do it, um, or they do it, but if they were to bump it up, what that would mean is that people are seeing that content lots now. There's only think about it when you do a property related Facebook ad, you've got to click housing category. Okay, if I did Woking 17 kilometers and I did the housing category, there's only going to be 20,000 people, give or take. Like I would have thought, right? So do you need to really worry about retargeting? What you do when you do a retargeting is you're kind of limiting it a little bit. I only want to go to people that have engaged with my content and visited my website out of this bucket of 20,000 people. Okay, 20,000 people doesn't take long to reach. This person's reached 7,000 within 30 days. You know what I mean? So like you can still reach all of these people if you're putting out content consistently and you're not having to limit it. That makes sense. Okay. So the way I do, I'm going to talk about the strategy now, but that will hopefully answer your question a bit further there, Connor. Okay, does that make sense to everyone else? If everyone just keeps quiet, then I assume that you're fine with it. Okay, cool. So here's some examples. So I'll share this presentation with you, but these are some examples for brand awareness. Okay, these are videos. I love videos for brand awareness, and I love stills for lead capture, lead gen. Okay, the videos you can put on a property. Obviously, got to do housing category. You could just be on like, okay, I want it to be a brand awareness campaign. I just want it to reach as many people as possible in my area for the housing market. Okay, that way you probably will continually hit that 20,000 in Woking. I gave it a figure of 20,000. I pulled it out of my hat, admittedly, but you definitely reach it because you're going to go an ad campaign. Okay, I'll put on £2 a day, and I want it to be maximum reach. You're going to be hitting those people quite a lot of times over that month. Okay, and you can change these videos. I'll talk to you about that stuff in a bit. But this one here is Mark. He's based in Ealing, and this is one of his friends who's an estate agent as well. And every month they do a sales market update and a lettings market update. Okay, so that's there. You'll be able to press play and watch that when I send you this here. This is Claire, based in London. She's done a load of videos which is sharing tips. You know, giving your property curb appeal. So she's based in Wanstead, and she's basically putting out videos organically and sharing it to the local community groups, but also having me do the Facebook ads. And these are just tips. Okay. Again, a video here from Andrew Byrne and Epsom doing the same sort of stuff. And then Scott Stewart, who's based in Whittlesey. Same thing. So videos are great because videos build that trust and likability. Okay. And videos get a lot of engagement, a lot of reach. So they're just a really good way for you to capture those leads. And you can see it's just them just talking outside on the street, or this gentleman here, Scott's on the sofa. Run it through one of these tools so you get the automated captions, and this job done. The next slide is other videos, but this is like community stuff. So again, Mark, I've put in Mark here. Mark's done a lot of stuff about the local parks in his area. He's also interviewed local businesses in his area. He's put them out. He's put them out onto his socials. He's put it out to YouTube. He's put them onto his website. cool thing to remember about YouTube, and I'm now moving away a little bit from Facebook ads, but with YouTube, if someone, say like for example with me, if someone searches for SEO for estate agents, my business will come up on the map pack because it's a key keyword of a map pack. My website comes up, but I also dominate that YouTube snippet you get on the search results, okay? Because no one else in this area has basically done, in the UK, I guess, has done enough videos on SEO for estate agents for Google and YouTube to push it, right? So my point there for you is, if Mark doing videos about the West Ealing property market, and then he's also doing things about parks in and around Ealing and West London, and businesses in and around Ealing and West London and stuff, a lot of his content will start being pumped up on organic search as well. So all this content you create for the Facebook ads and for your socials, you should definitely be putting onto Google and stuff like that as well, because it gets picked up by AI search and Google search bots and stuff like that. But you got Mark here doing a video. This is Andrew Byrne. I didn't have a lot of time yesterday. I just picked the stuff that I knew was out there. Andrew Byrne interviewed a local restaurant. This one's really good. I said to you earlier that Nikki last year got those 9 leads from the instant valuation tool. She does really well when I do the lead form campaigns for her as well. Now, she puts a lot of content out as well, I believe, organically. But this video, she'll always come back to me and go, Paul, can we put this video back on the ad campaign for a bit? This always works well for her. So it's basically, it's her almost like getting up in the morning, making a coffee, I know, giving her kids, decide to toast something, get in the car, going to a few appointments, doing things on her phone, on her laptop, and with some music. It's all nicely done and stuff. But like, she always gets leads when she puts that out. Okay, so I'm saying videos I find better to build up brand awareness and stuff. But there are times when the videos will actually help you get those leads as well. The leads are just a bonus when you get them from the videos. But Nikki's this one here that you can watch in your own time always gets a lead when I run it on a Facebook ad for her. Okay, so these are the kind of ones that I do for lead gen. Okay, so you've got all that other stuff in the background. If you've got the budget to do 2, if you haven't, it's fine, and we can talk about that in a bit. If you've got the budget to do a brand awareness one, like £1 or £2 a day, and just change it each week, a different video, and put that out. All that's going to do is going to hit the same people as your lead gen campaign, but it's just going to warm them up. Think of a bit of foreplay and stuff. You want to wine them and dine them a little bit, That's what that brand awareness one's going to do. You don't almost need to look at the figures and the numbers. If you get some leads from it, wicked. All you really care about is what's the reach, what's the frequency. It's a frequency like 3, 4.0 kind of stuff. Great. If it gets to about 5, you might want to think, okay, I probably need to change that. I need to change that now to something different. Okay. But if it gets to 5, that's retargeting, right? Someone's been seeing that video 5 times, okay? Also, let me just take you back real quickly here, don't mind. Sorry, I'm just going to take you back to a frequency one again. If any of you've done Facebook ads before, on the top here, you can see campaigns, you can see ad sets, and you can see ad set campaigns, okay? You've got ad sets in your ads bit here, basically. Campaigns, ad sets, ads. So how I do it, I build my campaigns a little bit like you can see here. Okay, I've got campaign for discovery calls, campaign for the free downloads. So any ad that I create to do with the free download will live under the final EEM free guide campaigns. All of them live within that. Okay, what this means is that when you see these frequencies, this is a frequency that's been collected over time. Now, at the minute, I've only captured the data for 30 days, but if I wanted to capture the data for 12 months, I could be like, okay, from the last 12 months, all of the agents all of my target audience in my territory, I've definitely been retargeting them. They've been seeing my content, all the different ads and stuff I've created. They've been seeing it over, 7 times over the last 12 months, or 30 times over the last 12 months. Okay, so that means that you're hitting the right people, and they know who you are. And as a result of that, you'll start finding the leads will increase a little bit. Okay. So here's the kind of ones that I find work. This is a carousel. That means you can put multiple images in one ad. Okay. And this is one where you basically share some market data. So this is a client who's based in sort of like never eat. Northwest. I should really know that by now. Northwest Leeds, and just specialises in lettings. At the minute, he's got a lot of property on the market for like students and like young professionals with like 1-2 beds and flat share type things. Okay, so this is a campaign we put out for to get him warmed up, and because he's a new client, just getting warmed up with local landlords in his area. Okay, so we can just do these stats on a monthly basis. What he's also going to be doing is he's going to be doing other campaigns to promote local listings in the area to obviously attract tenants, but that's also going to help build up brand awareness with landlords in the area. And it'll be the same for you if you're looking for sellers or landlords. You know, they're going to be seeing this content. But that stuff where I'm promoting his properties, his listings, that they are going to be brand awareness campaigns, because ultimately we want to try and get those properties listed, but we just want to get it out there so that we're getting the brand out there, so that when the landlords regularly see these updates and see this kind of content stuff here, they're going to reach out to them and be like, look, do you want to discuss my new property or my new buy to let thing that I've just bought, or whatever it's going to be like, you know. So that's just one example. Next one, it's someone like this here. So this is I quite like this one. It's very simple, but it works because it's just got. I mean, this is great because this is like a duo sort of thing with Peter and Julie, but just nice friendly pictures. You know, enter your postcode. So this could basically get sent to an instant valuation form, or it could be sent to the form in Facebook. It's just very simple, local images of the area. And if you leave these on for long enough, you know, by the time people have seen this, like on the third, fourth, fifth occasion, you know, if they're interested, they'll be like, okay, let's see, let's check out the price of my property, kind of thing. You know, so you just let this one stew in the background basically, and you start seeing them clicking over time basically. Another kind of one here about the local market data and stats. You know, so this could be used to I use this sort of one when I want to get people to go onto the instant form, where you know I've done this sort of stuff. I've done the videos. I've done the brand awareness kind of stuff. I've sent enough people to the instant valuation tool. You know, if it comes to, I want to now try and get people to fill out that form so I can call them and book that one-to-one. Campaigns like this here I find work. Okay, now incidentally, before I move on, this is a carousel. This here and this here is what you call a dynamic ad. Okay, so when you're on the ad set level, you can click dynamic ad. That means you can put multiple graphics within one campaign. So this here could be whatever your budget is for the daily budget. Is it £3 a day? Is it £5 a day? Is it £10 a day? Whatever it is. But Facebook or Meta will choose which graphic to use. And so what you can do when you do this stuff here is that you can go, all right, Meta, I'm going to give you 3 graphics. I'll give you 3 headings, and I'm going to give you 3 texts for the ads. Okay, and so Facebook's then got multiple things. They can switch it around and play with it, and you can literally have that running for months, because it's going to be different. People will be seeing different stuff all the time. They're not going to see the same graphic every 2 days for the next 3 months. It's going to be getting mixed up with different headings and different text, and Facebook will learn which ones are more effective and things like that. And so you're basically going, Facebook, you know, we trust you. You've got the data. Go have some fun. Here's my 3 graphics, my 3 text, my 3 headings. I use that all the time. So make a note of that. Dynamic ads on the ad set level when you're creating your ads. Okay. I put this on. I know it's me, but this just bloody works. Basically, I'm doing really well on my ads. With the downloads and stuff like that. And the evaluation, the discovery calls, really, to be fair. But if you can get someone to text you a compliment about your services, or if it's a review, okay, literally just screenshot it, just put it on some sort of template that you pre-created on Canva and put it in there. So like on the first on the left, I've just got basically a screen grab from a Facebook campaign, similar to like what I've just shown you a minute ago, and put it out there. But then agents know that I do this. They see it on my ads and stuff. So they actually now, because they're cool people, they'll actually just WhatsApp me something that's happened to them recently. So knowing that I can then use that for a campaign. So if you're in good talking relationships with some of your clients and stuff, just be like, any chance you could just send me a review. If it comes to you via Google, just take a screenshot of your phone. Try and see if a few of them will send you a message on WhatsApp, because it just looks authentic. It's clearly just been a screenshot and put on. That's like social proof, basically. So this here definitely works. Social proof works every time. Okay, understanding a lane. So campaigns versus goals versus results. So with the campaign, you've got brand awareness, which is engagement, trust, and likability. Lead generation, which is the landing page and your instant forms. Okay, it's important to remember that. Goals. So you got your landing page, which is basically a landing page with no conversion. This is where you could do retargeting. So you could do retargeting and go, okay, people have landed on this landing page, but they haven't converted for whatever reason. Maybe it's worth me sending them a retargeted thing where they can just reach out to me via the instant form. For whatever reason, they're interested, but they decided not to. Maybe they didn't want to give their details. Maybe they didn't like the mobile thing, like Connor just said. So you can probably retarget them and just be like, look, send them to the form, basically. Okay, that's the only time we do a retargeting these days. I think if they land on the page and they haven't converted, a landing page that have converted, they'll then get email nurturing if you're using Lead Pro. You can phone call them, and hopefully you can get those one-to-one booked. Instant forms. The goal there is to get that one-to-one booked. They're going to provide you with their postcode, their telephone number, with the understanding that you're going to call them. So you have a thing like this here. This is similar to like when I said I'm going to share some property market updates to do with that part of Woking. I'm just going to tease them a little bit of it. You can do that with this here, and then go to get an accurate market report on your property, on your street, and to know if now is a good time to sell or not. Let me know. Book in a one-to-one with me kind of thing, and let's get going. Okay, that is that instant valuation form. Okay. Sorry. So the results: growing your brand awareness, visibility, and market share, growing email marketing and retargeting database, and a month-for-month increase on one-to-one bookings and listings. That's kind of what you're trying to get to. Okay, and it's a multiple. You're basically trying to do all of this stuff between the brand awareness campaigns and the lead form campaigns. Okay. Is everyone with me so far? I don't know. It's a bit of coffee. You can do whatever you want. You can basically have the same campaign so it hits both of them, or you can split. I think, to be honest, you may have to pick Facebook. I don't know. I'm sure you can do both. But you can definitely do both. I don't know if you can just go Instagram alone. But yeah, yeah. Nice. Okay, make sure I haven't skipped one. Yes, that's your lanes. Okay, it's just a mindset, campaigns, goals, and results. Okay, so this is basically how you do it. Okay, so this is something to help you. Now, this isn't including any of that organic content that you're going to be putting out. Okay, you need organic. Agents that will come and work with me, no, they'll ask me to work for them. And it's a slow start, and it is every time it's a slow start, it's because they're not doing anything on social. They're like, or if they do, they're just grabbing some free graphics off of Social Savvy or something like that, and they're not actually just creating videos and putting them out there. And so, they're not active. They're not helping themselves. Okay, so you do need to be doing organic stuff and putting it out there too, because even if you're doing organic stuff without the Facebook ads, the algorithms of Meta, Instagram, TikTok, and the other things are so good that they will just get you in front of the right people anyway. All Facebook does is just absolutely like helps you smash it out of the park, basically. Okay, but it just speeds up everything if you're being putting out content on daily or every other day on socials, and then doing this sort of a strategy I'm going to show you now with the ad side of things. Okay, so month one, it's brand awareness. This is for people that are just starting fresh right now. Okay, KPIs and tracking would be reach, views, and frequency. I'm a big on frequency. Okay, reach, views, and so reach is like you've reached 10 people, because I'm crap at maths. Okay, views is 20. That means everyone's seen it twice, pretty much. Okay, so views is always going to be more than reach. Okay, and you kind of want there's no problem having a high views. I mean, people are seeing it more. You want people to see it more. Okay, goal to get on everyone's radar, show your face, your team, your values, and prove your local experts. So here's the content ideas for month one. You can just roll these out. Okay, so meet the local property experts. Quick team intro. Obviously, I think everyone here is just self-employed, so you just talk about yourself. Okay. 3 things every homeowner in Woking should know before selling. So you're not even being salesy here. You're just putting stuff out, very passive, just getting it out there. But as an added bonus, you can have that button and that CTA trying to direct people to that instant valuation tool. Okay, if you want to do that. So this is just a bonus. Really, at the minute, you're just focusing on getting that reach, that views, and frequency. So I'd actually have this ad campaign not set as conversions or leads, but set as reach, maximum reach. Just get your content out to as many people within that housing category thing within your territory as possible, just to build that trust. It's gonna pay later. Now, if you've got the budget, you can do this sort of brand awareness stuff, and at the back of it, have that campaign where you're directing people to that instant valuation. So let's say you can afford £7 a day on an ad budget. You could do £2 a day on brand awareness sort of stuff, which can be this kind of content here. Okay. And then £2 a day, and then £5 a day trying to send people to a lead form on your website or the instant form that you can create on Facebook Meta, because they're going to work together really well. But this is just for people like on a low budget or a bit cautious kind of thing. Okay, so you can just start with that brand awareness one on month one. Month two KPI is engagement, traffic, and traffic to landing page, online valuations. Okay, so make people think these are the local people I can trust. So you're just trying to build that trust. People are just starting to take note now, being like, okay, I like their content. They clearly know their worth. They know about the market. This is where videos are so important, because the graphic for brand awareness thing isn't what's it doing? It's showing your logo, or it's showing a picture of you on the bottom right of a graphic. It's not doing anything else. Videos are going to be like, okay, I like this person. They seem approachable. They're not like your typical, estate agent that they put in their head kind of thing. Like this is an approachable agent that I like, kind of thing. Okay, you can only get that from video. So to reach that goal, you need to do a video. Okay. Content ideas, local market update. Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. Okay. What's really happening in Woking? So monthly market updates. I like to call it the state of the Woking market. I don't know why, but that's what I like to call it. But you can call it what you want. You can do it on literally do it on a monthly basis and put it out. Because why not? Next one, before and after. Our favorite home marketing selling stories. Okay. Now it could be a before and after of like a property before we took it on, and now after it's sold. But I'm aware that maybe some agents that might watch this video back at a later date, because I'm going to put it onto the UK Training Hub on EP Workplace and Training Hub and stuff. I'm aware that some people watching this may not have any listings yet, and so just find that case study, social proof stuff that we talk about. I've just used our favorite home marketing selling story, but whatever you want to do, CTA, see how much your home's worth today. So it's just sending people back to that instant valuation tool. You're still just doing a brand awareness type campaign. Okay. Now to measure those online, when you're doing an engagement campaign, you're not really going to be measuring conversions. So the only way you can measure online valuations through month 1 and 2 using that engagement strategy is basically seeing, okay, I have received 3 valuations this month, that's most likely a result of the Facebook ads. That's from them. Okay. When I showed you earlier on those screenshots where Facebook saying, "Oh, you got 9 form completions," that's come because I've optimized for conversions, and so I'm measuring that. I think I'm right with that. Maybe if you dig deeper, you can actually find it on the brand awareness thing. Which is my mindset is never. I don't measure that on brand awareness. On brand awareness, I basically measure reach, visibility, and frequency. But you could do a hybrid one here. You could be like, okay, let's month 2, let's do a conversion one. I want to start tracking how many people fill out that form and get my meta ad optimized to get more of those people. Once Facebook sees 4, 5, 6 people fill out that form, where you've instructed it to get maximize conversions, it's going to go, okay, this client, the ad spender wants more people like this because these are the people that are filling out that form. Okay, so you can do a lead form type conversion campaign on month 2, but just don't be freaking out. Ultimately, it's still just trying to get that reach and just trying to establish your presence within your market kind of thing. Okay. And then month 3, by this point, you really want to be starting to think about, okay, let's try and get those one-to-one bookings called. Let's try and send people to those instant forms, like I showed you on that case earlier on. So KPIs, it's all one-to-one bookings, lead form completions, cost per lead. Your goals is to book consultations with homeowners ready to sell or landlords ready to let. So some content ideas, client testimonials, a bit like what I've shown you, what I do, which works for me in my business. Monthly property market updates. So start smashing out these market updates continually, really, from now, because they're really good. And do those dynamic ones. Dynamics is what I showed you earlier. We can basically go, okay, I've got an ad set, I've got an ad campaign, I want to be spending £5 a day, but I want to put in 3, 4 creatives on it with 3, 4 different titles and ad text, and basically let Facebook go do its thing. It's not spend any more than £5 a day. It's got variables that it can pick and choose from, so that content's always slightly tweaked and fresh a little bit. Okay. And the CTA to this one is now a good time for you to put your property on the market. Book a one-to-one with me today and learn how the market trends will affect your home. And it's now a good time for you to sell. It's just a suggestion, okay? But all that stuff you put into the month 1 and month 2 has been leading up to this point here, where you can start dabbling in with that lead form stuff now, okay? And really, by this point, this should work. You should start receiving some people fill out the forms, because you've done all that brand awareness and hit the numbers and the frequencies with month 1 and 2, so you've built that trust, okay? And then after this, you can kind of like continue it. You can just basically go, like I said before, you can, if you start getting a few leads from month 3, maybe you're going to be like, you know what, I want to put in £7 a day, and you can do that £2 a day brand awareness, which is you doing the videos. You can update that each week. You doing an interview with a local business owner, just being out there, being that local estate agent on video, showing the kind of person you are, that you're approachable, you're knowledgeable and trustworthy, and all that sort of stuff. That's £2 a day. And then you can follow it up with these sort of monthly lead gen type things, okay? So that's my 3-month thing. You can have this once I've downloaded this. When I post this, I'll share a link to this presentation. So, okay, it's worth pointing out. I can't remember what I put here. It's getting late last night by this point. Okay, a 3-month planner. This 3-month planner is designed for agents who want to spend between £5 to £10 a day when starting out. You've got a larger budget. You can have 2 campaigns. This is basically what I've been saying, isn't it? Running at the same time. One for brand awareness, that's that £2 a day type thing, and one for the one-to-one bookings, like for examples, instant form, which would be like £5 a day. So I mean, that's £7. I'm being very conservative. Like I'm being conservative. I want you to sort of dabble into it and give it a go. The more you throw at it, the more success you're going to get. Basically, you just got to give it time. You can't just start a campaign and then do nothing organically, and after a month be like, oh, that's cost me a couple £100 and I got nothing from it, I bought because then you've just wasted £200 basically. You gotta roll with it and sort of trust the process a little bit. So this is why I've just added this back here again. My campaign is not impressive. I quite like the fact it's only got two forms here, two discovery forms. But my point is here is that I'm playing that game. Okay, um, literally on last Friday, I think I had about 5 discovery calls. It's ridiculous. It's too many actually. In fact, I've actually turned off this discovery call one now. I spoke to my wife. I was like, I don't think I need any more clients. Basically, I've stopped it, but I've kept this going. But I can just bring that up whenever I want. It's different for me. You want listing. You want to put a listing on. You market it. You put you put it out, and then you want to get the next one. You put it. You always want. You always want a few. It takes a while to get them um, to sort of sign up to become a listing and that sort of stuff. So, it's like you don't want to be opening and closing the gates like I do, I suppose. So my point is have two, have that brand awareness and that lead gen one. Okay, once the 3-month plan has been completed, you should try and keep both campaigns running ideally. The brand awareness campaign is your top of funnel campaign, and your lead gen campaign is where you're mostly convert qualified leads. They're qualified because they trust you. You're going to get less crap leads as you progress with this here, because more and more people will be like, yeah, I see Paul, his content, he knows his stuff. And so they're going to be more like, yeah, here's my details, and actually looking for you to call them because you built that trust, man. Ad frequency is worth a mention. That's effectively retargeting. Don't forget community on organic content. So yeah, don't forget that organic content. Don't forget that community stuff. You don't want to always just be an estate agent talking about fill out my form, fill out my form, fill out my form, which is basically what you get if you just do the lead gen campaign. If you do that brand awareness one that coincides with it, then actually that brand awareness one you can change it each week. The video you talk about the local community, you share some tips on how to get your property ready for I don't know a Christmas sale and do what you want. Just talk about stuff, just be yourself on these videos. And so suddenly now it's not just like fill out the form, fill out the form, fill out the form. You can engage with that community stuff too. Okay. And I got a ton of content. So this is a little sales pitch for you now. I think, yeah. If you wanted to, you don't have to, but you can scan this QR code. It takes you to a landing page on my site, and you can sign up to this free download. Within the free download, there's a bonus content. Every now and then you get this, click here for the bonus content. If you click that, there's a content list, and I've got a load of content ideas for brand awareness and lead generation and lead converting. And I've got a load of videos on there to do with SEO, Facebook ads, and all that sort of stuff. So that's there if you want it. And finally, I think, yes, we're kind of done. But this is your chance to drop any questions if you got them. I think we've all fallen asleep. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of that would be around how you present that. So like what in a way that's kind of like your USP, but it's gonna bite you in the backside a little bit because I'll be like, oh nice, that's great. Someone who only looks after 5 properties at any one time. That's the kind of agent I want. And suddenly you've got a queue. Elizabeth, not Elizabeth, yeah, Isabella up in Manchester, she does that. And she actually puts them on waiting lists. And she's quite open about it. And if it's high end, then it's the content. Yeah, Yeah. Yeah. So what you can do with that is be very transparent about that from right from the off go, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's your business. Be 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 cool about it. But with the instant form that I've been talking about, you've got something there, and I just can't remember what it's called. Dynamic. Oh, there's a thing for it. But basically, if they answer a yay or nay, you can direct them to a different part, another question kind of thing, you know. So one of the questions can be, are you looking to sell your home this year or or now or later in the year? I don't know, whatever they say. Great. Is your property below 5,000 or above 5,000? Below 5,000? Really sorry. I'm not looking for property below 5,000, but I will but I have your postcode and I can refer you to, um, you know, the nearest EXP agent, something like that. Okay, so it's a positive, and if they say yes, it then takes them to the next stages, which is like, what's your telephone number, what's your email address? I'm going to call you and arrange a time. So and then you can basically have that as your form, you know. And so the rest of it would be like that brand awareness stuff. It could be you outside nice properties and talking about your partners and you know, all that content kind of stuff for the brand awareness, and then the lead form stuff for the market updates and you know all that kind of stuff you want to do. It can direct people to that form where then you can basically go, is it a lead or is it not a lead, and you know filter it out basically. Nice. If anyone else got a question, if not, I want to drink beer and watch the football. Cool. All right. In that case, we're done. Thank you very much for attending. I do really appreciate it. I like doing these things actually. It keeps me on edge too, you know. I'm going to shut off for the day, but tomorrow I will get this out online and all the various channels and the links, and you'll have this thing here, so you can refer back to that and stuff. But thanks everyone for attending, and I'll see you next month if you come to the one next month. Bye.